But I obviously wasn't dealing with it. I was suppressing it, and then it exploded, and now I am a couple weeks into crying every single day. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So as you already know by the title of this video, I am sharing something a little personal and sad with you. My son is literally just like pulling out all of my laundry right now. Honestly, I'm a little weary using the term depression just because obviously this is self-diagnosed. I have friends and family who struggle with depression, and so I don't use that word lightly, but lately I have really just been struggling, and there's a lot of reasons why. A few of those reasons are a little bigger than others, but I think I'm just starting to feel a little overwhelmed. It's all becoming a little too much, and then we're all isolated, and that makes things really hard. I don't know. I have just been really struggling, and I haven't been very open about it with you guys or even on Instagram. I actually haven't been posting on Instagram hardly at all. So anybody that knows how frequently I was posting and then I just kind of disappeared may know something's going on. But I've not been really sharing much about it because I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but for the most part I'm a pretty positive person, and I am a glasses half full type person, and lately that's just not been me, and I have been extremely negative, feeling very negative, having lots of negative thoughts, and so I almost just didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to like spread negativity, because that's the complete opposite of who I am normally. But this is who I am right now, and this is how I'm feeling, and I like being upfront with you guys, because if you're struggling with something similar, there's no reason for you to feel like you're the only one, because you are definitely not. So I guess I figured I will touch on a little bit about what has been making me feel depressed, and then a little bit about what I've been doing to try to cope with it, which hasn't been much. I'm honestly still not doing that great, and you know, I can put on a smile in front of a camera, but this is just a few minutes of my life. It's a daily struggle and a daily fight to just do life, you know what I mean? I have this awesome toddler though, and he keeps things light and he keeps things moving. Thanks, bud. He's gonna hang out inside a laundry basket. Good job. Yeah. So one of the first huge reasons, of course, that I've been feeling down in the dumps is because my husband and I recently had a miscarriage. If you are new to my channel, you may not know that, but we just had a miscarriage in March, an 8-week one, and then before that in October we had a miscarriage as well. So we've kind of put trying to conceive on hold for right now. One of the reasons we decided to hold off trying to conceive right now is because they think there's something wrong with my uterus called a uterine septum, which can cause miscarriages. And so before I would ever even start trying to conceive again, they would want to do another ultrasound to check that, and if I do for sure have it, it's a surgery to remove it. And so I would literally have to have surgery before trying to get pregnant again, and with everything going on in the world, it just doesn't seem like the right time. So obviously that's playing a huge factor in just how I'm feeling, because I don't know. I mean, I do know. I lost a child and it sucks, and it's not gonna be just like an overnight thing where I get over it, especially now since we're not even trying to get pregnant again, and there's even been conversation between my husband and I where we may just stop trying altogether and be happy with Ollie and, you know, be cool with just having an only child. I don't know. That's a story for another day. Here's where I'm starting to get overwhelmed and conflicted, and I start having all these thoughts, and that's just about the miscarriages. Moving forward from that, work for me has been difficult, and I won't go into it because, you know, I'm just not gonna go into it, but I have a full-time job besides all of this, and pretty much the opposite happened to me that's happening to a lot of people, and I'm totally blessed to have a job, totally happy that I have a job. I am. But our workload actually has increased, and so it's just a little overwhelming, and it has been stressful for pretty much anyone, I'm sure, that's working with me. And so, I mean, that's just added pressure, added stress on a day-to-day basis. And then, you know, YouTube and Instagram, and something I've not even really talked about much, I think I mentioned it a couple videos ago, is I started an Etsy store with digital art prints, mostly geared towards mothers, of course. And so I will link that below if you want to check it out. I'm not trying to plug my business in this video or anything, but I have been putting a lot of pressure on myself to get that up and running. It's not like fully launched, I guess, but I've slowly been learning and studying. I'm taking a course on selling digital prints on Etsy, and of course I am dabbling in designing and all of this kind of stuff, so that's overwhelming too, and just putting a lot of pressure on myself to make that successful. And then of course there is motherhood and mom guilt and all that kind of stuff. Like the stuff you don't want to admit you're feeling about being a mom, because totally blessed to be a mom. Obviously, like, I love it. I love being a mom. I love my son, but because we're all isolated, we're not having family coming over, and my husband and I are just not getting that break that we need. And so it's just constant, everyday toddler, and we give each other breaks, and that's helpful. And I honestly, we'll talk a little bit about it in a moment, but without my husband, I would be absolutely going crazy. But I don't know, being a mom is hard. Like it is. And I feel like a lot of times you will see like Instagrams or even YouTube channels where people aren't very real about it. And they want to make it seem like it's sunshine and rainbows all the time, and it's just not. I can't even tell you how many times my son just decided to scream out of nowhere today. He is almost 21 months old, and so I'm guessing that's just like a thing, and maybe like a year or two phase, I don't even know, but he has really discovered his voice, and it's not always like angry screaming, but just like screams out of nowhere. It startles you and it stresses you out, and especially if you're like working, like right now, he's being super chill, just going through my stuff. He is awesome, and he brings me a lot of joy, but having a kid, and I only have one, having a toddler is stressful and it's overwhelming, especially if you're already just feeling all of this pressure from other things like jobs, side hustles, you're struggling with healing from something like a miscarriage. I mean, it is a lot and it's hard, especially more than ever right now. I've been FaceTiming my mom and, my in-laws, like we have been communicating with our family a lot. It's just not the same as having them here and spending time with them and having that like release of visiting people and visiting family, or just even going out and doing something like taking a stroll in Target. Those little things are little releases for anybody, and so I'm not getting that, neither is anybody else, but it's making all of this other stuff that already was weighing on me even more stressful. And like I said, I do not use the term depression lightly, but what made me finally feel like, oh wow, like I think I'm getting a little depressed is, one, I've been crying every single day for probably 2 weeks, and that sucks. I'll be fine for a few hours, and then out of nowhere, it just smacks me in the face and I start bawling uncontrollably. Like I'll have to go take some time, like an hour by myself, just to like refocus and shake it off. There was a moment, it was about a week ago, and my husband was doing something. He was like upstairs, like doing his own thing. It was a Sunday, it was the day before work, and so I was, the anticipation of working was, getting at me and all of this other stuff. And I was laying in the floor, my son was playing around me, and I had hit my head on a cabinet door earlier that day, like slammed my head really hard, and like it bled even, but it was funny, like we laughed it off, and it hurt really bad, and it was kind of hurting when I was laying there, and I was like going like ouch. And then I started like tearing up because I don't really like sharing this, it's weird, but there was a moment where I actually had wished I hit my head harder than I had, because I was thinking to myself, like, if I could have hit my head just a little bit harder, maybe I would have gotten a concussion. And had I had a concussion, maybe I wouldn't have had to like work the next day, and something like that. The biggest issue was like I was really like thinking in my head, like, man, I wish I would have hurt myself worse just so that I could like take a day off. So a couple things. One, I immediately told my husband that I was like feeling that way, and he gave me the exact encouragement I needed and instantly like flipped a switch in me. And that's why it's so important that you talk to people about how you're feeling, because had I not talked to him, who knows like where those thoughts would have went. The things he told me really took some pressure off, and it instantly flipped a switch, and I was instantly feeling a lot better. Didn't fix the problem. However, it was like a new stepping stone towards fixing the problem. And so thank God for my husband, truly. And then Monday came around and I started the day with a different attitude thanks to my husband, and I instantly scheduled a day off for Friday. So I was able to take like a mental health day and have a long weekend with my family where I was more focused on just like the positive things in my life versus the negative things. I tried to keep my mind off the miscarriages. I even started planning a lot of trying to conceive videos. Every Tuesday on my channel, I will be doing some sort of like trying to conceive, pregnancy, labor, delivery, postpartum, some video about that, because that's a passion of mine, is learning about those things, the female body, and sharing that with you guys and hopefully helping you in your trying to conceive journeys. Like, I'm so passionate about that, but I've been steering away from that because I'm currently not trying to get pregnant, and I didn't know if I should just like stop that altogether. But then I decided that's silly, that I wouldn't do videos that make me feel good and also help you. So like, why wouldn't I, do those? Thank you, baby. Are you saying I need to whiten my teeth? I honestly don't even know what this video is. I think it's just kind of a real talk. I just wanted to like sit here and chit chat with you guys about how I'm feeling. And I guess the point of this video, if you want to take something away from this video, there's a few things. One, you're not alone. So if you're feeling depressed or just really down in the dumps and you're just feeling super negative and the glass is no longer half full, I am with you, and I'm sure tons of other moms and everybody are with you as well. Another takeaway is just don't keep it all bottled in, because it's not gonna help you. Whether you're talking to your partner, your best friend, me, if you wanna talk to me, I will have Instagram linked below, and you're welcome to hop on there and direct message me and, just vent if that's what you need, or, I can, share some of my stuff with you and vice versa. Like, I'm totally here for you guys as well, but just talk to somebody about how you're feeling, no matter how like silly you think it is or how small you think it is. Like, there was a part of me that was like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I am fine. I don't need help. I don't need to talk to my husband about how I'm feeling. I don't need to talk to my mom. Like, I am fine. I'm dealing with it. But I obviously wasn't dealing with it. I was suppressing it, and then it exploded, and now I am a couple weeks into crying every single day. So like, I needed to talk to somebody, and even after I talked to my husband, I still felt sad, and I've still been crying, and I've still been struggling, but we have open communication about it now, and that is constantly helping me. So definitely talk to somebody. I guess if you could take one more thing away from this video, it would just be to find something that you're passionate about or that you enjoy doing and do it. Take a break for yourself. It's absolutely okay. Honestly, as soon as I'm done with this, as long as he's gonna let me, I'm gonna watch that weird new Bachelor show. I don't even know, something about following your heart or sing with your heart or music of the, I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but it's drama and it distracts me from my own life, and I'm gonna watch it because that is my guilty pleasure and it makes me happy. And so, you know what? Don't judge me. I hope you enjoyed this video. To be honest, I didn't really know what to expect doing this video. I didn't think he would let me sit this long. So I truly thought this was gonna end up being a vlog. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna grab the camera and go, and we're just gonna vlog through the night and I'll keep talking to you. But it ended up being a sit-down video where I just vented and told you about how I'm feeling, and that's it. I better go see the destruction that he has caused in my bathroom. Bye! Especially now that we've stopped trying to get pregnant. Oh baby, thank you. He also thinks I need to work on my dark circles.